It was a sunny day, and Blake, Lucy, Justin and Daisy were playing together in the garden. Apart from Stephanie, who was sitting on the swing, feeling unhappy. "Hey, Stephanie, Blake said we can play princesses, and him and Justin are the princes," said Daisy excitedly. Stephanie shook her head. She didn't want to play their favourite game. Daisy ran back to tell the others. "Stephanie doesn't want to play," said Daisy. They all couldn't believe it. "That's not like her, not wanting to play her favourite game," said Blake. "She makes us play that game all the time, even if we don't want to," said Justin. They began to think that something must be wrong. So they went back to her and hoped that they can cheer her up. "Are you feeling sad today?" asked Lucy. Stephanie still kept quiet. Just then, Blake had an idea. "Let's go and get Ava-Mai. She always makes us feel better," he said. "Good idea," said Justin. Lucy and Daisy tried their best to cheer Stephanie up. "You can wear a princess dress and I can give you a makeover," she said excitedly. Stephanie shook her head and Lucy and Daisy wondered what could be wrong. "Come on, Stephanie, give us a smile," said Lucy. Stephanie did try and smile, but it didn't work. "Maybe she's not feeling very well," said Lucy. Just then, Blake and Justin came back with Ava-Mai. "Oh my, you are looking sad today," she said. Stephanie still didn't talk. "What can we do to cheer her up?" asked Justin. Ava-Mai had a little think about it. Then she had a great idea. Ava-Mai made funny hats with her magic. Stephanie gasped, but turned to frown again. Then Ava-Mai and the children did a funny dance and made funny noises. That made Stephanie giggle a little, but Ava-Mai had another idea. It wasn't long until Blake and Justin realised they were wearing pretty dresses. Blake and Justin didn't like it at all, but Ava-Mai did explain that they're doing this to cheer their sister up. So they decided to play along. Stephanie laughed even harder and wanted to join in. "Wow, Stephanie, you have cheered up a lot," said Ava-Mai. Stephanie happily agreed. So Ava-Mai waved her hands and the funny hats were gone and Blake and Justin's dresses were back to normal. "Thank you, Ava-Mai. I feel so much better now," said Stephanie. Ava-Mai was very pleased, but she wanted to know why she was feeling unhappy. "When Mummy comes home from work later, she is taking me to the doctor for a checkup," she said. The others couldn't understand why she was feeling unhappy about it. "Well, why are you feeling so unhappy about it?" asked Ava-Mai. "I'm not unhappy, but I'm really scared," she said. Ava-Mai smiled and explained that she once felt a little scared while going for a checkup, but there is nothing to be afraid of because doctors are good people. They care about others and make sure everyone is healthy. Stephanie understood a little and wished the others would come. "I went for my checkup last week and my doctor is very nice and it wasn't scary at all," said Daisy. "You'll be with Mummy the whole time and that's a good thing," said Justin. Ava-Mai had a little thought and came up with an idea that could help Stephanie feel a little bit braver. "How about I use my magic and we can visit a doctor so you won't be scared," said Ava-Mai. The others agreed, but Stephanie wasn't too sure, so Ava-Mai decided that it will only be pretend. So once again, they got into a circle and Ava-Mai waved her arm, and they arrived at a pretend doctor's place. "Let's get ready for Stephanie's checkup," said Blake. The others agreed and got ready. "So, Stephanie, are you ready for your pretend checkup?" asked Ava-Mai. "I guess so," said Stephanie. So they held hands and were ready to go. First, they met Lucy. She's a receptionist and a nurse. "Hello, you must be Stephanie. I will tell the doctor you're here," she said. "In the meantime, have a seat, and you'll be seen in a few minutes." "Let's go sit by the waiting room," said Ava-Mai. Blake, Justin and Daisy were there too. "We have books and toys to play with," said Blake. "Waiting for the doctor can be quite fun," said Justin. Stephanie didn't feel like playing. She was still feeling scared, so she decided to sit down and wait. Soon, Lucy was ready for Stephanie to see the doctor. "Is the doctor nice?" Stephanie asked, feeling a bit worried. "Don't worry, the doctor is very nice and will take good care of you," said Lucy. Stephanie waved goodbye to everybody and followed Lucy. Just then, Lucy called for the doctor and Stephanie couldn't believe who it was. "Ava-Mai is Stephanie's doctor." "Ava-Mai?" Stephanie asked excitedly. Ava-Mai smiled. "How did you do that?" she asked, feeling confused. "With a little help from my magic," said Ava-Mai. Stephanie smiled and felt very pleased to have Ava-Mai as her doctor. "Now, when you go for your checkup, the doctor will only check the ways you're growing and every part of your body is healthy," said Ava-Mai. Stephanie understood very well. Then Ava-Mai explained that the doctor will also need to know how much they weigh. So Stephanie stepped onto the scales. "You weigh 6 stone 24, said Ava-Mai. "I'll write it down," said Lucy. Then Ava-Mai measured her height. "You are 4 feet tall, which is just right for your age," said Ava-Mai. Lucy wrote it down, and it was time for Stephanie to sit on the examine table. "Just sit here, and I will use this flashlight to look into your eyes and ears," said Ava-Mai. Ava-Mai uses a flashlight to look through Stephanie's eyes. "Very good. Now let's have a look in your ears," she said. When she did that, Stephanie's eyes and ears were clean and healthy. After that, Ava-Mai asked Lucy for a tongue depressor. Tongue depressor looked like ice lolly sticks. "Hey, Stephanie, open your mouth and say ah," said Ava-Mai. And she did, as Ava-Mai put it on her tongue. "Very good," she said. When that was done, Ava-Mai threw the tongue depressor in the bin. This time, Ava-Mai used a stethoscope to listen to Stephanie's heartbeat. Her heart was beating just fine. Just then, Blake, Justin and Daisy played a trick on Ava-Mai, playing the drums. "Wow, your heart has an amazing beat," said Ava-Mai. It wasn't long until she turned around and everyone laughed. "Are we done with the checkup now?" asked Stephanie. "Almost done. We just need to do one more thing," said Ava-Mai. Stephanie began to worry again. "Do I have to have an injection?" she asked, feeling nervous. Ava-Mai explained that this is not a real one, it's just pretend, so it won't hurt at all. "But why does the doctor have to give me a real one?" asked Stephanie. Then she got more worried as they really hurt. "Injections are a special type of medicine that may hurt a little, but they protect you from getting very sick," said Blake. Stephanie certainly didn't want to get really sick, so she agreed to have the injection. "First, I'll clean a spot on your arm," said Ava-Mai. Then she explained if Stephanie feels nervous, she can sit on her mother's lap and doesn't have to look. "That didn't hurt at all," Stephanie said excitedly. "And here's a plaster to cover it up," said Ava-Mai. Then Stephanie got a sticker for being so brave and her checkup was all done. "Why is it important to have a checkup anyway?" asked Justin. Ava-Mai explained that checkups are very important in case they find a problem and would be able to treat it right. "What kind of problems would there be?" asked Daisy. Ava-Mai explained that most children are diagnosed with disabilities or a very rare illness. The children were shocked and wondered how these things could happen to people. "But you, Stephanie, are very lucky because I know you are very healthy and everything will be okay," said Ava-Mai. Stephanie smiled and realised that having a checkup is nothing to be scared of because they care about you. So later, when they returned, Kathy came home from work and was ready to take Stephanie for her checkup. "Come on, Stephanie, it's time for your checkup," said Kathy. Stephanie felt very brave and was ready to go. Everyone waved goodbye and off she went. "Do you think she'll be okay?" asked Lucy. "Of course she will," said Ava-Mai. Later, when they came back, Stephanie had a big smile on her face. "Hey everybody, I'm back from the doctor's," she said excitedly. The others looked and wondered how she got on. "She didn't cry one bit, and the doctor said she's very healthy," said Kathy. Everyone was very pleased to hear that Stephanie's checkup went well. "The doctor gave me a sticker and a lollipop for being so brave," said Stephanie. Ava-Mai and the children was very pleased, and as it was nearly tea time, she decided to start cooking while everyone else sat and relaxed. "So, what did you guys do while I was working?" asked Kathy. The children really wanted to tell Kathy about Ava-Mai being a magic nanny, but Kathy wouldn't believe it, and Ava-Mai could lose her magic if she found out. "We played doctors and nurses," said Daisy. "Ava-Mai was the doctor and I was the nurse," said Lucy. Kathy was surprised, and she wondered how she never thought of that idea. "So that's how you overcame your fear," said Kathy to Stephanie. Stephanie giggled and felt glad that her checkup went really well.